Hello friends, today we are going to start a poem entitled Christabel. This is written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Christabel is a long Gothic ballad in two parts. Coleridge had planned to write this in 5 parts. The remaining parts were never written. The first part was written in 1797 and the second one in 18,000. They were to be included in the 18,000 edition of lyrical ballads but were left out. Finally, it was published in 1816 along with Kubla Khan. Christabel is an innocent lady engaged to marry a knight. She is the daughter of Sir Llewellyn. She is very innocent and pious. One midnight, she goes out praying for her betrothed knight under an oak tree about a furlong away from her castle. Now, let us enjoy the poem. The first 10 stanzas will be discussed in this first lecture and the remaining in the following lectures. It is the middle of night by the castle clock, and the owl have awakened the crowing cock. To-wit, to-who, and hark again, the crowing cock, how drowsily it crew. As I have mentioned in the previous lecture on Kubla Khan, Coleridge and Wordsworth, these two and the Romantics in general, they created a type of unusual environment, and that is why they are called romantic. So here, look at the environment of fear and horror. So it is the middle of the night. People are generally afraid at this hour. I mean, no people go out at this midnight. And the castle clock has struck 12, and the owls have awakened the crowing cock. So first of all, the hooting of owl is considered a bad omen, and this is world over. And particularly in those times, people were greatly disturbed when they heard owls hooting, because it is never a good omen. And so the owls were hooting so loudly that people were fearing that something is going to happen, and the owls awakened the crowing cock. And hark means listen again. The crowing cock, how drowsily it crew, and the crow was asleep. The cock was asleep, and yet it had to crow because it was drowsy, it was sleepy. Sir Llewellyn, the Baron Rich, hath a toothless mastiff bitch from her kennel beneath the rock. She maketh answer to the clock, 4 for the quarter, and 12 for the hour. Ever and I, by shine and shower, 16 short howls, not over loud. Some say she sees my lady's shroud. So this story is about the lady Christabel, who is the daughter of Sir Llewellyn, who is a rich baron. Now, this family has a mastiff bitch. Mastiff is a particular breed of dogs, and so this mastiff bitch is there in their family, and she has a little house called kennel beneath the rock. She makes answer to the clock, and what does the bitch do? When the bell chimes or the clock chimes, she also answers or makes howls, 4 for the quarters and 12 for the hour. So 16 times she howls. Ever and I means always. It is her duty to say howl when the clock chimes. By shine and shower means always, in every weather. 16 short howls, not over loud, and they are not very loud. Some say, some people, in old days when they did not have lot of things to do, then they used to surmise about ghosts and so many things, just to entertain and pass their time. She sees my lady's shroud, and some servants in the family say that probably this bitch sees the ghost of Christabel's mother. Now, third stanza. Is the night chilly and dark? The night is chilly but not dark. The thin grey cloud is spread on high. It covers but not hides the sky. The moon is behind and at the full, and yet she looks both small and dull. The night is chill, the cloud is grey. It's a month before month of May, and the spring comes slowly up this way. Now, in this stanza, the poet first describes the time. So, it is midnight. Now it is chilly, and there is an inquiry if it is chilly and dark. So the night is chilly, very cold, but it is not dark. The moon is there in the sky. The thin grey cloud is spread on high. So a grey color of cloud is there, but it covers not the, it does not cover or does not hide the sky. The moon is behind and at the full. So it is a full moon. And you remember, full moon is perfect for witchcraft, as we hear from people. So this full moon night again, adds to the horror, to the fear that the supernatural environment that is being built up here in this poem. It's a month before the month of May, means it is April, and the springs come slowly up this way. So it is the end of the winter season, and people are waiting for the summer season to come. So the lovely lady, fourth stanza. The lovely lady Christabel, whom her father loves so well, what makes her in the wood so late, a furlong from the castle gate? She has dreams all yesternight. She had dreams all yesternight of her own betrothed knight, and she in the midnight wood will pray for the weal of her lover that is far away. So this lovely lady Christabel is betrothed, means is engaged to marry a knight. Knight is a warrior, yes, of good rank in army, whom her father loves so well. So Christabel is well loved by her father. But why has she come to the wood, means in the forest, jungle, so late, means at midnight? A furlong from her castle gate. Furlong is 220 yards, means about 1/5 of a kilometer. She had dreams all yesternight of her own betrothed knight. So she had been dreaming about her fiancé all that previous night, and in the midnight wood she will pray for the weal, means welfare, for well-being of her lover that is far away, who is very far away. And in those times, there were no telephones. They could only write letters and send them with the messengers. So she did not know, and she was dreaming about her fiancé. So she was worried, and she went under an oak tree to pray for the safety of her fiancé. She stole along, she nothing spoke. The sighs she heaved were soft and low, and naught was green upon the oak, but moss and rarest mistlety. She kneels beneath the huge oak tree, and in silence prayeth she. So she went out secretly. Stole along means she went out secretly, and she did not speak anything, and she was sighing for her fiancé in very soft and low voice, but there wasn't anything green that was visible on the oak tree, means the oak tree was totally barren. It had shed all its leaves, but moss and rarest mistletoe. So this moss had grown uh, on the tree. So she kneels beneath the huge oak tree, kneels in prayer, and in silence she prays for the well being of her fiancé. The lady sprang up suddenly. The lovely lady Christabel, it moaned as near can be, but what it is she cannot tell. On the other side, it seems to be of the huge, broad breasted old oak tree. So, oak trees are very large trees. Sometimes the diameter of the trunk of that tree is maybe 10 meters. So she was, Christabel is praying on one side, and on the other side there is something. Something is there, the poet informs her, because the trunk of the tree is so large that she cannot see, and there is something. Yes, please. So we proceed to the seventh stanza. The night is still, the forest bare. It is the wind that moaneth bleak. There is no wind enough in the air to move away the ringlet curl from the lovely lady's cheek. There is not wind enough to twirl the one red leaf, the last of its clan, that dances as often as dance it can, hanging so light and hanging so high on the topmost twig that looks up at the sky. So this is further description. The night is very cold and the forest is bare, means the trees have shed their leaves, and uh, even the wind is, it is moaning in bleak. Bleak means nothingness, silence, and even the wind is not blowing. So there is perfect silence to move away the ringlet curl. There is a ringlet curl on her cheeks, cheek of this lady. This is to describe her beauty, but there is not enough wind to move away this curl of hair from her cheeks. There is not wind enough to twirl one red leaf. So the oak tree is completely bare, but only one red leaf is there. The last of its clan, means of its family, it is there at the top of the tree, and whenever there is wind, it dances, and it is very high, and it's hanging there on the topmost part of that oak tree. Hush, beating heart of Christabel, Jesu Maria shrilled her well. She folded her arms beneath her cloak and stole to the other side of the oak. What sees she there? So hush means because she notices something on the other side of the tree. So this lady is naturally horrified. So hush means keep quiet, silence. Beating heart of Christabel. So she instructs her heart to keep quiet, and she remembers God, Jesus, and Maria, the mother, and to protect. Shield means protect her well. And she was so terror struck that she folded her hands under her cloak, means the dress she was wearing, and secretly, silently, she went to the other side of the oak tree to see what is there. There she sees a damsel bright, dressed in a silken robe of white, that shadowy in the moonlight shone, the neck that made that white robe wan. Her stately neck and arms were bare, her blue veined feet unsandaled were. The wildly glittered here and there the gems entangled on her hair. So on the other side of the oak tree, Christabel notices a damsel, means a beautiful, bright lady, and she has put on a dress of silk, white silk, and that looks very good in the moonlight. It shines in the moonlight, uh, and the neck that made the white robe wan. Means the neck was somewhat not good, because the white dress was looking clumsy at that point. Her stately neck and arms were bare. So her neck and her arms were bare means open. I mean they did not have any clothes on that. Her blue veined feet unsandaled were, and there were blue veins that were visible on her feet, but she did not have any sandals there, means she was barefoot. And wildly glittered here and there the gems entangled in her hair, and there were precious gems like diamond, topaz, ruby, sapphire, etc. on her hair. I guess it was frightful to see a lady so richly clad as she, beautiful exceedingly. So she was exceedingly very much beautiful, but it was very frightful to see such a rich lady, richly dressed lady at this hour of night. Mary Mother, save me now. This is the last stanza. Mary Mother, the last means the 10th stanza, which will end today's lecture. Mary Mother, save me now, said Christabel, and who art thou? The lady strange maid answer meet, and her voice was faint and sweet. Have pity on my sore distress. I scarce can speak for weariness. Stretch forth thy hand, and have no fear, said Christabel. How comest thou here? And the lady, whose voice was faint and sweet, did thus pursue her answer meet. So when Christabel saw a strange lady there, first of all she was frightened, and so she prayed to Mary Mother and requested Mother to save her from this difficulty. But Christabel asked this strange lady who she was, and that strange lady gave her answer, but her voice was fainting and her voice was very sweet. And this lady, strange lady, requested Christabel to have pity on her distress means trouble, and she said she could not speak because of tiredness, and she asked Christabel to stretch her hand and not be afraid of her. Christabel said, okay, fine, but how did you come here? And this lady said in a very faint voice, but her voice was sweet, and she gave her answer, how, from where and how she had come. So friends, in the next lecture we start from stanza 11 onwards, the same poem Christabel. Thank you.